Okay, in this video we should try to just change the system. This is how I assume most of you opened Turbocad first time. And if I then go new from scratch, we see it is in inch. I don't work in inch, I work in metric system. So the first thing is to go and change that. I also don't like the ribbon. I'm used to the other one. But first we change to metric. So then just close this drawing. And I go to new. Then I say page setup visual. Let's only click here on metric. Go to next. Make sure this is on 6. Next. And I take away this because it turns up inside the drawing later. I don't like that. You can have it if you want. And then next again, and next, and save setting. Complete. Mine is of course in Norwegian on this kind of thing. Now you see we have millimeter down here, so this means we now save. We have a metric system. Also don't like to have 5. Yeah, it's not what we use in Norway. We use 600, and we have 6 fields by 100, 100, 100, total 600. But we change first away from this ribbon thing. Go up here and right click, and I go to option, and I don't want from ribbon. I want from this 1280, 1024, and load from. And then I have some tool you don't have. That is for the civil design suit. So I go and take that away. It is this, I think. Yeah, and then civil design. There. And there. Then they are gone. Then we should start to add the tool we want. Of course we need architecture. It can be a good idea to have bowl and face it. 3D modify. No, we don't need that. 3D object, also we normally don't need. I need a copy tool. And dimension I want to put on my mouse button, so I take that away here. We need a hatch. Need modify. Point and arrow we use very seldom, so I never put that up like the normal. I take, not this, pop-up 2, only because I want to put inside some more in them. Snap mode I want to have on my mouse, right mouse button. Underlay we use, text we use. It is there also. We see. Workplane. And I can go to pop-up toolbar. That is the thing that come up when we right click. And in pop-up 2, you see here, that's the same there. We want to add. First we want to have measurement. No, we don't want that. We want dimension. And then I go over to all the commands here. And I go down to 3D view, because I want this D metric. This one is, I don't know exactly the degree, but let's say we see this on 30 degree. This we see in 15 degree, meaning we see more of the wall. On this one we see a lot of roof, and that's not that exciting normally. So I just mark it and I keep the mouse in. I just drag it over and place it. Yeah, I do that. They go away, they go into some. So then we don't need this anymore because we already have this plan. Look to drawing center and walk tool. The walk tool we don't need before in the end when we want to see something in perspective. That should be it. Now we need the measurement. Measurement. But they have made it. Maybe they have fixed it now. Seems like they have. Because the earlier version, this was very big. Take one extra line, so I always make my own. But now we have it there. So I just close this for the moment. I'll take this and move it up here. To take it by the point here. The first one I need is the from architecture. That's the most important one I have there. We need modified, that's a long one. I'll put that up here someplace. The pop-up 2 we don't need, so we just close it. Because now you see I have that on the mouse. I have the render and I have dimension and workplane on the right mouse. That's the same like we later will get also down in the local menu here. This tool I think is good to have. Text, I'm not sure. Copy, 100% sure. We're gonna put that back here. No, have to be up here someplace. I close this. Move this closer. If I take this now, I can have it here, maybe. No. Measurement. Start to be too long. Too many tools to my like. I'll take away this. We can make our own border and face it. I normally don't have this inside there. Move that over there. The hatch tool. And PDF underline. I normally not put more than one line. If I need more, I only have it free in the drawing area. Then we close this. And now we want to save this. So we have it for later use. And later we also go inside and change it to a new thing. So I go to option. And I save it like my. It doesn't matter for using big character, it will be coming out here with small. I say save in. Now you see coming with my, and it's 1280 1024. can be a good idea to show command icons in the local menu and in the pull down menu. So close, and then I shall draw, and you see here the symbol for them. It's a good idea because then you learn how the symbol look like. It's more easy that way, I think. And as you notice, we always open with a line. Many people may complain they want to have an arrow, but it's not possible because if there's nothing in the drawing, there's nothing to select. So that's why it's decided it should be just like this with the line tool. Nothing to do. We can also go to option and go and checking space units. Because I work in metric system, I want the area to show in meter, and I want this expositional notation thing. There's a number 2 standing a little bit outside in square meter. And I have this. Then I go and say save. To save it inside drawings. Okay, now it is in 2018. Also look on the same thing only in Norwegian version. That's only for people that's a member of DAC Nord in Norway. So I go here to document, and I go down and find 2020. That's here. And then in drawings, and I call it dummy. And save. And now you see we've been working with this for 10 minutes. Last session time, since it was automatic save, it was 1 minute, so this drawing has now been open 11 minutes. And the thing I take away, this page setup wizard, will normally come here on this line. And I don't like that. So I take it away. And also you see I have everything on my system from Turbocad, place it on D, because I have many versions. And I say OK. And then we have make the basic thing for how we should work. And like I say, if we figure out later we need some other tools, then we have place for them here. I could also take away something like this too, more advanced stuff. And then there maybe would have been placed to the text, what was it? Measurement. But that should also be inside the menu here someplace, or one of these two. So they're sort of double. But what we forgot was to open the palette, check the palette area. We can go and say it should force it vertical. And I close everything except selection info palette. And then I open it in the way I want it, because in the way I open this, the way it will come. So I normally go down to the sign director. I have style manager. And then I have block and library. That's only information. It's not that one. No, it's down there. This thing you don't have, that is from civil design. Parametric, this is what I like to do, coordinate for terrain. There we have it. Material, we don't need it, but we can put it in for the moment. I feel I forgot something. It is this measurement info. This always coming down here in the middle, but we move it later. I think that's the most important thing we should do. And now I see if I find my old material stuff here. Okay. I'm going to say close. And also this one, it will normally stand like this. And when I take it over here, it will go and we click on this thing. Now it don't have to hide, and we see it stand vertical. When it stand horizontal, that's the default. If we crash anything, it will always coming up again in default. That's bottom here, but then the symbols start to be so small. I find it more easy to have here. And this one, I just click on the top and I drag it over to the palette area and I drop it in the center of this cross. We could also adjust this manual by dragging them up and down, but then sometimes it jump outside, sliding when we move it, and then when we put it back again, it would always have going into the bottom. So that is why I normally just open the palette, click off everything, and click them on in the way I want it. That's my normal system. So I go to design. Constraint can be there, doesn't bother me, but we don't need it, I think. That also is new now, we can actually delete that layer. But it can be there, doesn't matter. Then we had layer. Layers filter, I use that, but that will come later, much later. Category is also a good place to hide something. If they are on the same layer, we can select them and put them, make a category, and then we can hide them. Even if the layer is on, the object will not show. If it should be for a long time. If it's only for a little bit time, then we can use another tool to hide, isolate and hide. There it is. We have saved this as a dummy. We will make a change in the setup, here the configuration. So I right click in here, I go here, and that's my TC, and I say save in, and yes, that's where I click it. So, and close, and also just in case I save the dummy. So this is my personal setting, and that will also be saved in a built-in folder. So we do later, we go and look at that and change. I assume we're going to crash sooner or later. Sometimes I'm a little bit too busy. So, but it's very seldom, but it can happen, especially if you're new. You don't let Turbocad work until it's finished. Then it can very quick crash, because it's sort of building up inside the Turbocad memory. So, and then poof, everything is gone. But there is an autosave, and that's also important. This civil design suit you guys don't have normally. Where we have this. I start from the top, I don't know. We have this is save every minute. This normal, meaning for people that use the English system. If in metric system, there we have normal metric, and there I have my template. So we should build up that later, little by little. So there's many different options here. But never stay on normal if you work in metric. Go to normal metric. Then this will be automatic. The 3D object will automatically be in solid. And also this prompt for template name. that is, he will ask you every time you start new drawing. If you're always starting off with a specific template, you can take this away. The problem is you have to remember where you put it on. Very important. A desktop. This is how I have it. Just very basic standard defaulting. This I normally take off. What that means, if I have two solid objects with material, if I take and subtract one object from another, then the material on the one I subtract away will go on the surface where it was taken away from. That borrowed. Then I need to draw. I mean, what is the K? That was not good. I should be and get the E and flicker free. And I say OK. Voilà. No, I go here. I can take that later. I say OK. And I say no. And I want to save first. And I want to make sure I have saved everything in here. And close. And I close. And I close Turbocad because I was in red SDK. Then we're starting up again. And if I now say new from scratch, it will coming up in millimeter because we go and change that. But we still have 5 here. So then I go on the grid and I right click on it. And I say here the spacing should be 100 millimeter. And then I go to advanced and say it should be 6 division in X and Y. And OK, and now I have that. And because I have the dimension on my mouse, I right click and I click on ortho, and I put it there and I press G for grid and take over here, G for grid, and then I see down here in the corner telling 600. Then I know it's correct, and I can double check that also with G on the minor grid, or whatever name they have, G. Then you see the standing 100 down in the left corner. I select. There it also can show. If I select something with the window this way, turn green, and I take everything it touch. If I take this way, it turn blue, and it only take what I cover. So now I take the small for 100 there. So take this normally. So that is it. Then we basically set up a system, and we can be ready to draw something. I also many times put into my template, I put a big circle. Then I go here to the circle tool, to place it someplace, and I say it should be 15 meter. That means it should be 15,000. Not diameter, that's a little bit too quick. What I say over there, 0.5, 15, 1, 2, 3, enter. Then I have big circle. Also I normally never use this grid, so I turn to. Now I want this corner here to stand in 0.0. We know it's 15,000. Then I can go to position. X should be 15,000. That is the center of the circle, as you see. And 15,000. And I press the scroll wheel, it will be the same as zoom extends. That's all what we have here. Control backspace. Take this. But most of the mouse, then we just press the scroll wheel and it jump in there automatically. And also we know now that this corner here is now standing in 0. You can see up here. And we can see also down here standing on 0. And that information about this we can also get in matrix. In this selection info palette. We see the radius here, major and minor. If we want to change, and it is close. This is not something we can this touch. We can click on it, but it will not open. It is closed. Just so you know, it's only to show that it's a closed object. I also have different line style and this and that on it. Now it's about to figure out what we should draw. I can show that. It's a house that come in internet ad. I go to picture and I make insert picture from image list. There's nothing here, so I go say new. And I have that in my D-disk project. Where did I hide it? Yeah, I think, yeah. We should have the main picture. This is how it looks like. But you also have first and second floor. Now, in older version, we cannot take more than one at a time. But now in 2020 at least, I can press the control, I guess, and select more. And then I say open. And then I say embed, OK, and embed and OK, and embed and OK. But now I connect them to the drawing. So even if I move the picture, Turbocad will know where the picture is. So I can take this first. Insert our insert picture, we go there and down to the right, and this is now the house we should draw. I like it because there is a little bit with the roof here, and there is also a lift up on the roof on the other side. You can go and find that too. And I go then to insert picture from image list. Now I take first floor and insert. Come upside down, but that doesn't matter. And we can take one more time. Now we take floor 2. Insert. I think I forgot to click on apply. Anyway, this part here is what we see there. So I take and rotate it. Grab this green button there and I take it around. Press the shift and then it goes straight. If I take this, press up here, I click and it stands like this. I don't want it, I want this to be straight. Then I have this. It's moved out. But okay, I don't know the size yet. I think it's not too far away. So now we need to make the basic shape of the house. Doesn't matter how big this picture is, because if I go go back down, insert that picture, make a new. There we have the information. Remember that too. OK. Apply. And insert. There we can see how many square meter primary room, total area, using area, this footprint 106 square meter. That is the thing we want this thing to be when we have made it. So, and I just normally just use a rectangle, but then I know everything is square. And I make them red. Easy to see. Just go from that area down here into this. I go from there. Oh, I normally never have snap on. That's boring stuff. About here, down there, and then I press N for nearest, so it make connection with this other one. We also want one here. Then I go to press it there, and I go down, so we cover this other area here. And then N for nearest on this one. I want to have one that go from about there. N for nearest. And then I go here and I can say V for vertex. And I go down here. This. I have one there, and we need to have one more that go from V down to B. Now we have make this basic thing of the house. So then we should put these two together. Then I go to what's this? And this inside this bowl and a facer. I think. Yeah. So I select 2D, add. I want to add that polyline and that polyline and this polyline and this polyline. That's the thing I want to put together to get the total shape there. And I say finish selecting. And then I want to subtract. Where do we are now? That's now become a region. I don't want that to happen. Go make a new rectangle. Going from B to B. And then the second one here, the last one is always the last we make drawing of. So this one I select. Ah, it was already there. Okay. Then just say delete, doesn't matter. And I also want to take this away. Then first I want to join. this and this. Finish selecting. I assume that's what should be happening. That's no problem. And then I want to take away this area. And then I go to subtract. Then I select the main shape. And I say finish selecting. It's a little bit different from when you subtract and when you add. And then I select the thing I want to take away. And I say finish selecting. And now we have a little bit odd shape there, but the rest is okay. And I can now use the edit tool. And I want to use this segment here. But I can also just right click and say edit segment. Why on earth does this come up there? Not as planned. Okay, doesn't matter. This is now a region, and I don't want it to be a region, I want it to be a polyline. So I explode it one time. This is down here. It blows, but I normally use Shift Alt E. But now this time I'm using only explode here. Now you see this become a polyline. What happened now then? If I use the edit tool. Now we get it. Then I take this, and just going up here and say V, because I know there was a vertex point there. And then I go back again, by the way. And now I say I want to edit nodes. This node I want to take away. So by that, I just press the control. You see now, the buckets can go away, and if I put it there, I want to add one. Pass this over, take it away. Does more. Now the profile is clean. What's bad about this is that we actually don't know exactly what way the different rectangles have gone. So that meaning the wall TC know it, but we don't remember it, at least not I. So I normally use this and draw over a new line. But I don't need these two pictures anymore. So I go and put them into a layer. I can take story by story. Yes, and then I just go here and click for a new layer. And I call it underlay. Underscore first flow. Okay. And when I put this number in the end, by standing on this now, and I go to new, TC will, no, if the number is standing in the end, it will come automatic with the new name. I want it to be 2, and don't need to stand 2 there. So, okay. Then this one should be on first floor. This one should be on second floor. And I don't want to see them anymore. We forgot one thing. Is it going down? If I put on first floor again here now, you see it going in here. So I draw this house many times. I say this should be 90 centimeter down here. So I hide it here. Then I make a new rectangle. Go from this corner, from V. Doesn't matter where it go exactly there, but it should be 900 the other way. That was I just click it now. The size is not correct, but this we could escape, take this and delete. This area inside here now should be 106 square meter. I go to, I can take this up there. Selection info down to metric. Then I see it's standing now in square millimeter. We didn't save that. Space unit. And it should be in meter. And exceptional. OK. And if I now select this, we see it's very big. That's why I didn't make it to work. Be 900. It should be 106, wasn't it? Yep. So then we find the calculator and write 106 minus. No, I don't. Write 106 square root divided on 912.6281. 6281.97 square root. Yes. And then here we now have the scale factor. Then we have this, and I go now for scale X and scale Y. I put Control V and Tab, Control V, and Enter. This is the real size. Now I take this and I put it to this, and I press C for center of the circle, and I have my drawing area. This I normally not use anymore, but it can just be there for the moment. And now it will be more natural. From V, and it's going down 900. And I take this and drag over to N, the nearest. I could also use V for vertex. Now it fits exactly. And then I draw a new polyline around this. This is the basic shape of the house. So I go here and I take a polyline. Right. I'm normally starting in this corner. B to B, B and B. Sometimes we need to zoom closer. That was a little bit far away. V and B, V, 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 and V, V, and V. There's a V there also, and down to this V. There's a V and V. And now it's important that we not go here and click on the V, because the polyline may be not closed, correct? And then it's not working like we wanted. So now it's important that we right click and select close. And then I can take away the first polyline there, and I can take away this one. That is the first, or we go no, I want to have my rectangle up there. So it's this, and I go from V to V, and now I have selection on it, so I can choose the first or the second. I want to delete the first one, and I say delete. And then I can, this is the main thing. That's now a little bit too small. How big is this one? Not this one. I use the edit tool, select it, and then I can press the control and add 2 point. Same on this side, 2 point. Do we want that? No, we don't want that. Not now. I think we just need it like this. This was now 103. That's not divided correct. But that's okay, because we need to take some measurement. And I need to figure out how big it was in real life. I think here should be 3 meters. If I dimension from V to V, you can see now it's only 1.8. Maybe it's 1.8 it was. And it should be 7.8 here, I think. V to V. Yeah, not far away. We're pretty close. But then I think we just save the drawing. Then we have the basic. I can say this is the house we should make. I like it because of the roof. This is also a little bit special when it's lowered down, but as we see, it go all the way into the wall. And we can go and take a quick look on the picture. That was on my project. I can go there and project, and then I will go to H. Here's film in Norwegian, house video, then picture, and we can go the floor first and second. We already see. And this is the little bit detail from the inside I take down back there. And this is a place that's 1 hour south from here when Riley. There we can see this. We're lifting up the roof a little bit. There's the bathroom. Show the kitchen and see this is going up. What is a cathedral roof or something like that? There's bathroom again, kitchen. The other side. That's the background picture I like to use. I like the color, blue color. So, anyway, then we know a little bit about how it looks like. We have this basic thing here. We can keep this for the moment to zoom extents. And we save. And to make it coming on the top, I call it 01 house. Now we are on 2020 here. 01 house. Save. I've been working with this for 18 plus 8. Then we have 26 minutes. There you see the name, and this I am the author of the drawing. So say OK. And then we close it from there. And then next time I should know the dimension we should have, so we don't mess around with that. Just do it one time and be finished.